Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy Jeremy J. Rom, Jeremy Tragic, coming at you again with another video. This time I was researching and trying to learn about, I was searching one of my old videos actually, the one that I posted just before this, about microwave torture and how I was watching this kind of stuff happen to inanimate objects, pieces of property, things like iPads, cell phones, some guy microwave a microwave, you know, a lot of crazy stuff like that. And my theory on those kind of people that are doing that and what I thought about what them doing, or what they were doing. And I came across this other video of this other type of microwave torture, which was microwave torture that was supposedly done on humans, and the theory of that in microwaves that I guess you interpret it through your ears. And I came across this guy who lives in New York, who claims to have been tortured in this way for many years, a long time, and he actually made an interesting video where I watched this video and he was talking about this torture, and he played this noise in the background of a buzzing or a ringing, you know, something at a high octave. And he kind of put that in the video, I suspected, to get you to understand what it is that he claims that he's hearing when he's under this kind of torture. And I thought it was a very interesting video. Timothytrespas, I don't know if that's how you actually say your name, but, you know, shouts out to you for making that video. I understand where you were coming from. I think it's kind of interesting that it looked like he was smoking weed in that video, because when I make my videos, I smoke weed as well. And I'm thinking that, you know, what he goes through, I'm not saying that I haven't heard that sound, excuse me, because I have. I've heard sounds similar to that all my life. When I was a child, I used to hear those kind of sounds all the time. And they would usually come right before I'd have strong bouts of anxiety, you know. But he had a theory where he believes that this could possibly be some type of data transfer, kind of like the old sounds that you would hear before you signed on to AOL with the modem. I understand exactly what he was talking about when he described this, because it is similar to that sound when you think about it. And it's very interesting that you came up with that, Tim. I like that. But he had some interesting theories. I would just want to say, be careful with your theories when you ingest a substance, because that can put you in a different state of understanding and make you a little too open to that kind of reality. You know? And you don't want to put yourself in danger basing reality on other people's beliefs. I'm not saying that homeboy doesn't really suffer from that kind of stuff, because he probably does. There's people who suffer in ways, whether it be spiritually, physically, emotionally, mentally, in so many ways that we'll never understand, you know. Suffering is a really deep issue. And I thought it was interesting, you know. It's a new type of microwave torture. And apparently it's even more popular than the one I was talking about before. It's very possible, if that's a good word to say. You know, I actually saw a video probably 6 or 7 years back on some television show, one of those, you know, do you believe this actually happened type shows, and they were using a scientific experiment in New York on, I believe it was low frequency waves, and they were aiming a satellite dish at a guy's house, or they were aiming it at a building actually, and anybody who walked by the front of that building would get this voice echoing in their head that wasn't actually being spoken in our terms, but in another frequency, you know, in a microwave frequency, or in a low impulse or low emission. I can't remember what the name of that beam was, but it was an interesting video as well, and I saw that years ago, 7 or 8 years ago, and that's when that theory first popped into my mind, of people able to send frequencies into your head of alternate not necessarily alternate personalities. I'll bet though you could hook up some kind of microphone to a system like that and do that. And then have somebody thinking that they were hearing a voice in their head. But most of us who hear voices in our heads, being one of those people, I hear my own voice or a version of my voice in my head. You know, I actually hear a few voices in my head. And you got to keep that kind of stuff in check, because then when you get to a spiritual place, the way I usually take things, the way I almost always take things, you start deciding whether or not that voice is either good or evil, positive or negative. And you know, that's a theory on good and evil right there. You know, we all hear a lot of different voices, and if somebody actually had the ability to jump in there and exploit that situation through technology or whatever you want to call it, you know, eventually it'll be done in every way. Eventually, through the course of time, because time is so long, it's damn near infinite. So you have to realize when I say all these things shall pass, these things actually come to pass. Over the course of time, that will be done spiritually, you know, physically, from a technology standpoint. You know, us getting to that point through technology, yeah, that could happen. That will happen eventually, because we don't comprehend how many realities and eternities are caught up in time. This time is so vast. So eventually everything happens. There's another theory that I heard when I was researching a couple of years ago about all of this possibly being a computer simulation. You know? There's so many theories, and once you start jumping into theory, and theories on realities, you know, and possibilities and what's actually going on, when you start getting into scientific discoveries and things like this, you know, the theory of relativity, the theory of gravity, you know, these are the kind of things that people think of, you know, and discuss with other people, and those possibly become reality. You know? Or those have a, you know, look at gravity. That became reality, you know? And we all believe that now. Like Newton with the apple, I believe it was Newton, yeah. You know, because I get high, sometimes I can't remember as well as I wish I could. It's okay, because what it does for me is it takes up my clarity and my ability to understand and process things. You know, really take it under advisement. So, yeah. But yeah, I smoke when I do my videos too. You have to be careful with anything like that, because you want to keep it in check, you know. If you're doing anything that can open you up spiritually, and drugs usually do open you up spiritually, you want to make sure that you go in with the right head, that you go in with the right training, that you know exactly what's going to happen. My first couple of years on that substance really flipped me out, because I didn't understand what was going on. I didn't understand the bridge that was happening between reality, spirituality, you know, mental awareness. There's so many different things that change under different influences. Emotions, you know, all kinds of things change. So you gotta be real careful when you do that, you know. Pray, say, Dear Heavenly Father, please guide and protect me before I do this, and bless my thinking, keep my thinking positive. Please cast any negative away from me. You know, Jesus is a great teacher, is a great guide, you know, a great mentor, the greatest person, in my opinion. But anyways, that's a whole other theory. But anyways, just another one, you know, getting out there about something that I caught on to, that I learned a little bit about in my quest to understand so much more. Man, you guys have a good day. This has been Jeremy Tragic.